It was the late 1970s when I was working and living in Newcastle upon Tyne, which was a bit of a desert as far as steam was concerned. The Tanfield Railway was starting up and the Bowes Railway was starting up, but they were in very much their initial stages. And I was wandering around Sunderland one day. I think I was probably on a job, wandering around Sunderland, and I saw smoke and steam rising out of a part of the port just down by the entrance to the harbour there. So I went to have a little bit more of an investigation and found a wood yard which was called Armstrong Adderson Ltd. So I went back to my office, made a phone call and got access to the wood yard to take photographs. And I just want to share those photographs with you. Although it's a little bit off topic, it's not actually steam locomotives, but this is a wood yard totally powered by steam.
They had a central boiler system feeding steam to 2 steam derricks built by the Butters brothers in Glasgow. These were large fixed cranes with long reaches to move heavy stuff around. In the yellow cabin partly off the ground, men controlled steam engines that wound cable drums to position the crane hooks where they were needed. Steam from the boiler also fed creosote autoclaves for wood preserving and a twin-cylinder winch that pulled narrow-gauge trucks up and down the yard. This central boiler was fired with sawdust and offcuts, making it a very efficient system. The yard had been cut off from British Railways for some years, but they still had an internal rail system, and on it ran 3 Smith & Rodley steam cranes, built in Leeds, that moved the wood around areas the steam derricks couldn't reach. These workmen in the yard were highly skilled riggers and crane operators, moving heavy loads of wood safely to the sawmill. Sunderland is a city on the northeast coast of England, known in the past for shipbuilding and coal exports. Well positioned on the North Dock, Armstrong Adderson's yard imported wood from countries including Eastern Europe. Today, as is usual, the same area is now covered in houses. Armstrong Adderson Co Ltd was the last of the town's original Victorian industry, still operating in the late 1970s. This is a picture of the yard dated 1872. It had been started 5 years earlier by John Armstrong and the appropriately named George Forrester. Forrester left the company soon afterwards, and it became Armstrong Adderson in 1875. Producing pit props for the coal mining industry and wooden telegraph poles for the post office. They were known and admired for the modern wood preserving equipment they owned. By the 1980s, with the demise of the coal mining industry and therefore the pit props, they tried making garden furniture, but by 1990 they went into liquidation. The yard was closed down and sold off for housing. It is believed one of the derrick cranes was dismantled and preserved, but not yet put back together. I hope this video has interested you, and if you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Thanks.